Hey, welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're new, my name's Brian Craig. This is where Maga comes to talk. All right. So now it's being widely reported, so it's not speculation. There actually was cocaine found, well, at the People's House, the White House. And there's a lot of reporting going on about it today. I'm going to go through it. Also, if you'd like to call in and share your thoughts on this, I have a toll-free number for you to call in live on the stream at 1-888-465-2631. 1-888-465-2631. Weigh in on your thoughts on this. Now, before we get into this, I remember when this senile old coot, Joe Biden, was running for president and the lapdog legacy media were propping him up. One of the major things that they said over and over and over again is Biden, he was going to bring respectability back to the White House. You know, all those mean tweets and, you know, and all this stuff with Trump. He's going to bring respectability back to the White House. Now they have found cocaine at the White House. And, of course, the left are trying to make all these excuses and everything, which I'll get into that as we go on. So this is in the Daily Mail. The highest office, little play on words there, White House guessing game begins after cocaine found in the library. Come on. Guessing game? Yeah. How hard is it to guess who would bring cocaine into the most secure federal facility on the planet Earth, the White House? You know, this is a really White House guessing game. I'll give you two guesses. Hunter Biden or Hunter Biden. Those are your guesses. Let me know in the comments which of those two you think is Biden. White House guessing game begins after cocaine found in library forced hazmat evacuation 2 days after recovering drug fiend Hunter Biden was on the property. President Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and members of the first family arrived back at the White House mired in controversy on Tuesday after cocaine found by Secret Service agents sparked an evacuation and a hazmat situation. Oh my goodness. A dispatch call reviewed by the Daily Mail reveals a preliminary test found that the white powder discovered on Sunday tested positive for cocaine. Yeah, here we go. Bringing all that respect back to the White House. Isn't that something? And led emergency services shutting down 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The Secret Service has now launched an investigation to track down how the substance got there and who was responsible for the breach. Oh, well, who could it be? You know, who could it possibly be? Mr. Mustard? Colonel Mustard? I don't know. Mrs. Plum. Here's the thing. If you've ever been to the White House, it's highly secure. Everyone that goes into the White House goes through all kinds of security, okay? To bring cocaine into the White House, you have to be someone who knows that you're going to be able to breeze past security. No regular person would take a chance on bringing cocaine into the White House through all that security, okay? Let's see here. The Secret Service has now launched an investigation to track down how the substance got there. I'm just amazed. The list of suspects, it's so difficult to speculate on who would do this, huh? The discovery came 2 days after recovering drug addict Hunter, age 52, was last seen at the White House as he headed to Camp David with his father, Pops, the big guy, for the long holiday weekend. Trolls are speculating that the president's addict son is the source of the illegal substance. Well, why would people think that? How dare these people, how dare they think that Hunter Biden, he might disrespect the White House and bring cocaine, an illegal drug, into it? Hunter would never do that. While the dispatch recording clearly says library, A source familiar with the incident told the Daily Mail that the substance was not found inside the executive mansion, but discovered in a work area in the West Wing. See, now here's where everyone is saying the library, and now here comes the misdirection. Oh no, because and I know most of you probably know how the White House is set up. There's the executive mansion, right, which is where you go as a tourist, and that's where they have all those speeches, where they come down the cool hallway and all that stuff, and they have the ballroom. And upstairs in the executive mansion is the residence, but downstairs is the library. And then they have the West Wing, which is separate from the White House. Tourists don't go there. No one goes. The West Wing is where not just the Oval is, but the White House press briefing room and all of that. And the West Wing is a separate building from the White House. There's a walkway to get there. So now, even though they've been reporting that it was in the library in the mansion, now they're saying it was over in the West Wing. Yeah, right. How convenient. The part that Hunter didn't go to. Oh, what a great dad. Does this daughter get to keep his name? Huh? Does this daughter get a stocking? Huh? Over the fireplace? A Secret Service statement confirms this. Well, hey, listen, we have such trust in this White House and the federal agencies. Of course, the cocaine at the White House has nothing to do with Hunter. On Sunday evening, the White House complex went on a precautionary closure as officers from the Secret Service Uniform Division investigated an unknown item found inside a work area. The D.C. Fire Department was called in to evaluate and quickly determine the item to be non-hazardous. The item was sent for further evaluation, and an investigation into the cause and manner of how it entered the White House is pending. Hunter arrived back in D.C. on Tuesday for the annual Independence Day celebration on the South Lawn. In tow was his wife, Melissa Cohen, and their unhappy son, Beau, age 3, who was crying as his father carried him to the car. U.S. Secret Service is conducting further testing to confirm if the substance is the illegal drug. But since this story was written, it has been confirmed. Yes, somebody in the chat, Blue Crow, absolutely. There are cameras everywhere. There is not an area of the White House that doesn't have cameras in it all the time, except the Oval Office. So the library, the West Wing, they got cameras. And believe me, if they really wanted to know where this came from, they would find out. But the reality of the situation is they do not want to know, okay? This investigation was over before it began, okay? That's right, because everyone knows Trump's the criminal. It's not, how dare you even imagine that someone in the honorable Biden family would bring an illegal substance like cocaine into the people's house. Come on. And I know they got very lucky because it's a 4th of July today. It's a holiday week, really. The 4th of July holiday, everything's shut down. They got the third tier people on the news, and they can ride this out. But I don't think so. This is something that's going to carry on. So over on MSNBC, all the news that's fit to cover up. Let's find out what MSNBC, how their coverage is on the cocaine found in the people's house.
We are learning the Secret Service is investigating a suspicious substance that was found inside the White House. This was on Sunday evening. It prompted a brief evacuation. Let's bring in NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli. Now, Mike, what can you tell us about this Secret Service investigation?
Yeah, Anna, what we're learning right now is that the U.S. Secret Service Uniform Division discovered a white powdery substance during routine patrols of the White House and immediately called this in. It was determined that it's currently being investigated right now, the substance itself. Now, the Washington Post, which first reported on this, which led to a brief evacuation of the White House, cited a dispatch from a fire department personnel indicating that this may have been cocaine. The White House and official sources we've been speaking to are acknowledging that dispatch exists, but they emphasize that this powdery substance is still being investigated.
I love how these people in the media, who are a bunch of scummy people, act like they have no idea what cocaine is, what it looks like, nothing. These people in the press, they would know nothing about cocaine. Listen, I don't want people throwing accusations at people who may not be guilty of this disgusting offense of having cocaine inside the White House. And I really think we need to clear the Bidens in this because, you know, they're America's first family. Let's just stop all this blame game towards the Biden family and Hunter in particular. Let's have Joe and Jill and Hunter and the family all just get drug tested. Let's just have them all drug tested because obviously this cocaine does not come from Hunter Biden or anyone inside the Biden family, and the speculation just isn't good for the country. So if we could just drug test Joe and Jill and Hunter and his wife and the grandkids too, and the daughter, the entire Biden family, and you know, I'm sure they're great, you know, drug free, and they can release the results of their drug test to the media, and then we'll know it wasn't them. How about that? What do you guys think? You know, that way we could clear the Bidens and find out who really did this.
I'll read a statement we've just received from a spokesperson from the U.S. Secret Service. It says that on Sunday evening, the White House complex went into a precautionary closure as officers from the Secret Service Uniform Division investigated an unknown item found inside a work area. The D.C. Fire Department was called to evaluate and quickly determine the item to be non-hazardous. The item was sent for further evaluation and an investigation into the cause and manner of how it entered the White House is pending. Now, we can report that this was found inside a working area of the West Wing, so that would distinguish it.
Oh, now a working area of the West Wing. Okay, I got an idea. Okay, so now they're reporting it is a working area of the West Wing. Well, who works there? The press. So, you know, and I don't want people to think, now this is just me, I don't know if you guys agree, if you think this is a good idea. I just want to clear people. You know, if somebody accuses me of doing illegal drugs, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to go and I'm going to take a drug test and I'm going to clear my name so they can look at who really did this. So now they're saying it's not the library, it's in a working area of the West Wing. Well, that's where the press is. And, you know, the press, of course, they want to get to the truth. They want to get to the bottom of this. I say the entire White House press corps just volunteered for the good of the country and to further the story so we can find out who disrespected the people's house, the White House, and brought illegal cocaine into it. Let's please drug test the entire White House press corps and the entire staff of the West Wing, everybody. And I'm sure these upstanding moral people who run our White House and report our news for the legacy media, I'm sure none of them are taking illegal drugs. I'm sure it'll be no problem for all of them just to take the drug test so we can narrow down. I mean, how many people could be how many people in the White House that are there on a regular basis could really be doing cocaine? Let's clear these people. Let's clear these people. If there was an accusation against me of cocaine, I would take the test right now. I would do it right here on this live stream, and I'd share the test. I'd go to Walgreens. I'm sure they got an over-the-counter drug test, and I'd take it and present you the results right here. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think the media would do that? I know they want to narrow down. They want to find out who brought cocaine into the White House. So I'm sure the press would want to get them off the suspect list and just take that drug test.
A routine patrol of the executive mansion, right, the public access that have routine tours of that area to a West Wing working area, which would potentially narrow down the universe of how this item came into the White House itself. So a significant development. We should report as well that the president was out of town throughout the week, and he, in fact, just returned to the White House this morning with the First Lady, as well as his family. And so the indications are that despite the evacuation that occurred of the White House on Sunday, this did not affect, obviously, the president and the First Family.
Oh, yes, the president and First Family have nothing. Who would even suspect that the president or the First Family would be anywhere near cocaine?
Okay, keep us posted as you learn more. Mike Memoli, thank you very much.
Yeah, keep us posted as you cover up more news, you liar. I mean, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. It does not get better than this. Let me see. Let me pull up this story here. Hold on. This is Oh, yes. Let's go. This is Mediaite. Now, Mediaite's liberal. Everyone is making the same Hunter Biden joke following the White House cocaine discovery. Why would they be doing that? Hunter Biden and his history with drugs quickly came to mind among other news watchers after cocaine was reportedly discovered in the White House. Yes. From the Post, in a dispatch with an 8:49 timestamp, a firefighter with the D.C. Department of Hazardous Materials team radioed the results of a test. We have a yellow bar saying cocaine hydrochloride. The brief broadcast is logged on a website called openmhz.com, which allows people to listen to live and archived radio transmissions from police and fire departments. One of the officials familiar with the investigation, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said the 8:49 p.m. transmission was from the White House call Sunday night. The official described the amount of the substance as small. Oh, well, if it's just a small amount of an illegal drug like cocaine, why are we even following this in the news? Why should I even? It's just a small amount. I'm sure it was a larger amount before it went up someone's nose, but it's just a small amount. No big deal. Just a small amount of illegal drugs found at the White House. Oh, my goodness. Why are people getting so upset? Why? It's just a small amount. So, Rob Schmidt. This is great stuff. He's very good on Newsmax. He's got a few things
for
to say.
news from the left, and boy, do we have a good one to start with.
Oh,
There's no way of out there or whose it is, but it appears that cocaine has been found at the White House.
Wow.
And it wouldn't be a thumping July 4th weekend without Hunter Biden ripping lines off of a bust of Teddy Roosevelt. A mysterious white powder was discovered in the West Wing on Sunday, prompting a hazardous materials call to the fire department. I wish I was making this up, but it's true. Newsmax can confirm the powder is presumed by the fire department to be cocaine. It was sent to a lab for further analysis. Hunter, I can tell you, was at the White House on Friday, leaving with his father for Camp David.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, he may have forgotten his party favors, which is unfortunate.
Oh, boy.
Imagine having to hang out with Joe Biden for 4 days sober.
Oh.
Now, that's a long weekend. Next up, AOC.
Oh, my goodness. Rob Schmidt saying that, oh, man. I'm sure Rob Schmidt and the Newsmax team, if somebody found cocaine over at their studios, I'm sure they would all volunteer and take drug tests. But you know what they're trying to do with this? Because I've already seen even though it is the 4th of July, America's birthday, they're working overtime to do Misdirection. And what they're going to do, and I've already seen them start to do this, they're blaming the state dinner last week. They're saying this is from the state dinner. Oh, really? So at the White House, cocaine was just lying around in the library all week long, and no one saw it. Are you kidding me? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But they're looking to blame that. They're using that as their out. And, you know, this is not I know there's a lot of funny things here and everything else. You've got to laugh because it's so frightening. You know, we've got a corrupt family that's got every vice known to humanity except gambling. I've never heard anything about gambling, but drugs, sex, financial corruption. They take bribes. I mean, you know, these people, there's nothing they don't do that's not a vice. Their whole life is a vice. And these are the people that are running our country, that have control over our lives. And that is pretty frightening. You know, we don't know what Trump would do in an instance like this because no one in the Trump family is doing cocaine or would bring it into the White House. But if there was cocaine found in the West Wing or in the library of the mansion, I believe that the press, even though it's a holiday, they would call all the big shots in. All the big shot names would be called back from their barbecues. They'd all be on TV today live, Rachel Maddow, all the rest, and it would be a nation on fire, okay? They'd have the siren on the Drudge Report. Let me see what Drudge has on this. Drudge would have the siren if it was the Trump White House. And President Trump would, no, it's not even really mentioned there. It's not even on the top of the Drudge Report. And there would be calls to drug test everyone, including President Trump and Melania and Barron. And I think Trump would do it. I think President Trump would drug test everyone, not just in the family, but anyone who had walked into the White House over however long of a period they decided to do it. And you know what? The press would demand it. But Democrats they're like James Bond. They got a license to do crime, and they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and the press will always run cover for them. And that's what's going on right now. The White House is the most secure place on earth, especially the state dinner that they're trying to blame it on, okay? They have all kinds of dogs sniffing for everything. They've got detectors and everything else, like the airport and more, because it's a high-security area. And the only people that could bring in something like cocaine into the White House in a safe way would be those who can bypass security. And not many people can do that. To bypass security, you have to be in the immediate family of the president. And Hunter and his family, the Bidens, are the only ones that bypass security. Everyone else, including the press, including everyone that went to the state dinner last week, they all go through very intense security. And the risk of bringing an illegal substance like that into the White House is incredibly, incredibly high. It's a very high risk thing. And if you're caught, you are breaking federal crimes because of where you are. So you have to look at what's going on here. And I don't care what they say. This is from someone inside the immediate family of the Bidens. And if this, let me tell you, if this were the Trump family in the White House right now and this happened, wouldn't you want to know who did it? I know I would. Because if there was someone who was so stoned and stupid that they have cocaine into the White House around our great president, Donald Trump, I would want to know who they are. I don't care who they are, and I'd want them out forever. Wouldn't you? And if you notice with the media and with the Democrats, their immediate response is to deflect and cover up. I don't buy this BS that it's in the West Wing, okay? The story was being reported quite widely that it was in the library, and then that developed into, oh, well, that's the residence. And then the discussion was quickly turning to, well, where was Hunter at in the White House? Was he ever in the library? Was he around? And then immediately after that, they start talking about a working area of the West Wing, taking it completely out of the executive mansion. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, these are very scary times we're in, people. This is not a normal time we're in. This is a scary time. We've got a mobster running this country. We've got a mobster who not only who is running this country, but we have a massive national drug problem right now going on with fentanyl. You know, I was talking last week, the toxicology results came back from Adam Rich from 8 is Enough, fentanyl overdose. The fentanyl is coming through the southern border. This entire border issue is really a very cleverly disguised illegal drug importation program that the cartels have put together with China. You know, this is something I talk about a lot because people they talk about the border and they talk about the fentanyl crisis, but they don't talk about what's going on. This fentanyl crisis, this drug crisis we're going into is brought to you by Joe Biden. This is an attack on our nation by China. China makes the fentanyl in China at pharmaceutical factories there. They put it on ships, ship it to Pacific ports in Mexico, give the fentanyl to the cartels, and the cartels give it to the people crossing the border, and they walk in with it. Okay? So when there's an illegal drug like this, like cocaine, found in the White House, it's not just fun. I know I'm having some fun and laughing and making some jokes and being sarcastic and everything here on the stream, but this is serious business. Okay? Everything about Joe Biden is corrupt. He is a criminal. Make no mistake about it. I know we've had a lot of bad presidents, but this guy's the worst because, you know, you have incompetent presidents. You know, like Jimmy Carter was incompetent. You have racist presidents like Franklin Roosevelt who would not sign federal anti-lynching legislation because he was afraid of losing the Democrat vote in the South. That was racist against blacks. You have Bill Clinton, who was just a horn dog who, screws everything that moves because he's a creep, okay? And, of course, we do have our war criminal, George W. Bush, and Dick Cheney. So we've had bad presidents. But this guy, he's the worst, because while all these presidents, especially George W. Bush, did a lot of terrible things and a lot of people died and had their lives destroyed because of the war crimes of George W. Bush, this guy is selling out this country. Donald Trump made his money selling hotel rooms and property. Biden makes his money selling out America. And he does this in a whole bunch of ways. He takes bribes, we know this, and does things in exchange for them. What exactly? Well, that hasn't come out yet in the committee. But he allows this drug trade to happen through the southern border that I was talking about, and many other things. And Miranda Devine, in her masterpiece book that should win all the literary prizes, Laptop from Hell, spells the whole thing out. Joe Biden ran and became president because he needed the money. His plan was for his son Beau to become the senator and take over the family business of corruption. He passed away, and Joe had to come out of retirement. So everything he does is to make money. Hey there, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Berta from Texas. Happy 4th of July.
Hey, Berta.
Can you imagine this? Let me see how they're going to it's going to take over the media tomorrow. Can you imagine if it was Trump in the White House with this situation with cocaine?
Oh, my goodness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to see how they're going to be taking care of this all next week, because they're already trying to shove it under the rug already.
Well, what they're hoping to do is hide it over a holiday, because here it's 4th of July on Tuesday. Tomorrow, the 5th of July, America's back to work but hungover. So they're hoping that the story will just fade away.
They're hoping, but believe me, I hope Newsmax keeps reviving it, and all you the podcast crew and you YouTubers keep reminding everyone.
Well,
because
listen, I mean, if they all take drug tests,
in history?
The first time, to my knowledge, this is the first time an illegal drug has been found at the White House. Now, I know some celebrities have claimed that they did coke in the White House bathroom. I think they're full of it. I think they just say that because they think it makes them sound cool. I don't think it's that. I've been to the White House. There's a lot of security, including dogs. You just don't get in there with cocaine.
Exactly.
I
and
just
can you
tripped.
imagine the fire department was called and everything because they probably thought it was anthrax, right?
Exactly. And, I knew about this story yesterday or the day before. I can't remember.
Yeah,
and
yesterday.
It was yesterday morning before I went on the air.
Night.
Yeah. So I held off really talking about it until we got more details, because I didn't want to. I wanted to get some confirmation of it and everything. But we now have 100% confirmation that it was cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question.
It was cocaine.
And the fire department put it out on the radio.
It kills me because I know my favorite president in my lifetime would have hell if this would have happened while he was in the White House. So I hope you YouTubers and podcasters will keep reminding that this is, from what I know, during the White House, that the fire department had to go out thinking it was a powdery substance and it was an illegal drug. This is the first time in history that I heard of.
That's right.
Okay, I just wanted to mention it.
Well, thank you, Berta. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you'd like to call in live on the stream, it is a toll-free call. The number 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are watching the stream from, 888-465-2631. And I want to tell you guys, if you'd like to support my content, go to Mypillow.com and buy something with my promo code Kane at checkout. There are huge specials going on at Mypillow.com, and every time you use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, not only do you get a great product from Mypillow.com, and you're supporting the great Mike Lindell, you're also supporting all my content that I'm connected to. And you can take advantage of all the specials at Mypillow.com with my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. No matter what it says. Here you got the 6-piece MyPillow towel set. My wife and I, we have 2 sets of these. Normally $99.98, just $29.98 with our promo code Kane at checkout. And the ones we have these blue ones here on top and then the white ones. And they are just the greatest towels I've ever had. And we've had them for quite some time. And when you wash them, they're like new. Even though we've had them over a year, they're like the day we got them. So promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and get yourself some towels, a great deal, and support my content. Hey there, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dieter from Springfield, Illinois. Love you, Brian.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. So what do you think? What do you think about narrowing down the suspects and getting the Biden family and the White House press corps drug tested? These honorable people won't have cocaine in their system. They'll all pass a drug test, right?
Oh, they will. One thing that is popularly said is that freedom isn't free, but Hunter apparently gets the biggest discount out of all of us.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Hey, one thing that did you see Carrie Lake make that video where she's calling for Americans to go ahead and try to bribe Biden, help bribe China?
No, I didn't see that. I don't support bribing people. I'd have to see. I did not see her say that.
Right. One of the things that's really critical and important that a lot of people aren't thinking about is how China has honey traps, and guaranteed they have videos of Joe and Hunter with underage gifts over there, and as well as stuff in his bank
I don't know.
account.
I think, listen, here's the thing, okay? It's better to talk about things that we know for a fact and not speculate. I mean, why would you? The things you're talking about, we don't know. But we do know there's cocaine, $10 million bribes. You understand what I mean? When if you stick with the things that are documented, that are so bad even the press can't cover them up,
all you have to do is look at what laws he passed since day one. And everything's for China.
Oh, yeah, he's on the take for China. But when you start speculating on things that he's done for China and things like that, you lose people. One of the reasons that President Trump is doing so well, we're winning over people that have never supported Republicans in their life are now voting for Trump, now supporting Trump. They're now MAGA. So it's better, like this cocaine story. I had this like a day and a half ago, and I was waiting until we had all the confirmations in the media, so that we knew, you know what I mean? So we knew it was a fact. So you got to talk, you got to really focus on things that we know as opposed to things we don't have proof of and only suspicions. All right? Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. You're all welcome to call in, by the way. It's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. There's a difference between knowing and having evidence. Like this story here with the cocaine. Like I said, I knew about this about a day and a half ago. In fact, I got a call on the show yesterday morning. I said, I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's wait until some more info comes out. If you talk about what we have proof of and don't speculate on the things, you do better. And also, when you have something like we got them red-handed. None of these people will take drug tests. The press, the first family, none of them are going to take a damn drug test. You know why they won't take it. I'd take a drug test right now. I'll take it right here. I'll pee in something. You can take my hair. Whatever I got to do, I would do it right now. But they won't do it because why? They're sleaze, and they're into such things, and they know they can't pass these tests. So the press are not even going to call for that. I had this happen once at a radio station when I was a lot younger. This was, you know how you can get drug testing kits at Walgreens and regular drugstores over the counter? Well, that's kind of a common thing now, but it wasn't all that way. And when home drug test kits were new, a company had contacted our radio station that I was at the time and wanted us to do a promotion for the at-home drug test. And I was in a meeting, and everyone was talking. There were other on-air personalities there, and everyone was talking about how we could market these home drug testing kits. And everyone said, well, this is perfect. We should market it to parents so they can test their kids for drugs. You know? And I said, well, I got an idea. I said, why don't all of the air staff, I was on the air. I said, why don't all of us on the air staff, why don't we take the test on the air and share the reason and do the whole thing on the air? A couple of those people were flipping out, man. They're like, "Oh no, you can't do that! No, no, no!" And I'm like, "Why?" And it didn't take me long to figure out who on the air staff could pass a drug test and who on the air staff couldn't. And I was one of the ones who could. Oh boy! Hey there, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Joan from Valrico.
Hey, did you say from Puerto Rico?
No, Valrico, Florida.
Valrico.
Tampa Bay area.
Oh, the Tampa Bay. Well, I'm in Florida too, but I've never heard of Valrica. But that's okay. I'm in Palm Beach.
All right, it's right next to Brandon.
Okay. No, not that Brandon, guys. Brandon, Florida. What's on your mind?
Brandon, Florida.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, let's go, Brandon.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, take 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. Like you said, where did this substance come from?
Cocaine.
I think they should check out Camp David as well, since they kind of like took off there for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not going without his stuff, you know?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Why do you think the press aren't calling for drug testing so we can stop all this speculation?
Maybe they're pumping Joe up with the crap too.
Well, I don't know. He seems to be more energetic at times than he is at other times. Who knows? But
yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
everybody, listen.
cocaine does that.
Everyone in this country, I don't care what their political persuasion is, when they heard the story that cocaine was found in the White House, the first thing that went through their mind was Hunter Biden. That's it, Hunter Biden.
Of course. And I saw it 2 days ago, and I'm like, the first, I knew it was him. It has to be his shit. Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You can say that. I'm not on the radio right now. This is online. You can say shit. It's okay. I can even say it.
Okay.
So, there you go. Yeah. All right. Take
his
care.
stuff.
His
You know,
stuff, yes.
It's got to be his stuff.
I don't have to
Gotta
dump you
be
when you
his
use the profanities here. Yes. Oh my goodness.
You know, I'm like, it's got to be his stuff. Who
Well,
else's stuff is
listen.
it?
Who else would be able to walk into the White House and with an illegal drug like cocaine and not get busted by the security? Who else? It has to be the first
Nobody.
family.
There's nobody on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this
There
is
is nobody on the planet.
Yeah, and this is the guy who owns
you
the
know what? I'm
house where
sorry.
Joe has all the classified documents.
Yeah, and I am major MAGA. I am major MAGA here.
Well, you're in Florida and I'm in Florida. We're both MAGA. What are your thoughts on Governor DeSantis? Silence.
He is. No, he's left us. He's left us. He's left. He left the MAGA people. No.
Yep, he's abandoned
The
us.
man is Bush, and with the big, companies. No. He just left. He left Florida. He left Florida.
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
No.
He did us a favor, though. He blew his cover. We thought he was MAGA. He's fake MAGA. And if he didn't blow his cover, he would have been the second MAGA president after Trump's second term in 2028. So in a way, he did us a favor by letting us know he's a fraud and a liar.
I know. Well, we'll have to watch that VV guy or what is his name?
Vivek
That
Ramaswamy.
Indian-
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, maybe for 2028. We have to watch this dude.
We'll
maybe.
have to see. All right. Hey, listen. Take care. All right, my fellow Floridians. Oh, here we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Dave from Newmarket, Virginia.
Hey, Dave. What's up?
Hey, I think that you never get past the dogs.
No, there's dogs
Everybody
there.
else,
Yeah,
you
there's
never
dogs there. I've been to the White House. They have dogs. Yeah, they smell you.
I mean, you wouldn't get past them. And, it looks to me like the Bidens are doing everything they can to be caught. It's just everybody keeps...
Well, you know what?
People keep
they
denying
just don't care. Let me tell you, this will sound like an exaggeration, but I really don't think it is. The Biden family, they're like Saddam Hussein and his son, right? completely lawless dictators. They have no fear of the law, right? I mean, look at the way he handles there was a video that came out last year of Hunter with the one prostitute, and he was waiting for like the Russian or Ukrainian pimp to come over, and she looked scared in his living room, and he was asking her on camera, "I didn't hurt you, did I? You're okay. Remember all that?" I mean, come on. The way he is with women, even when he had his paintings, he was doing those paintings with that cocaine nose straw. Remember, he was painting with the cocaine nose straw. I mean, these are people that have no fear of the law or of consequences. They're like dictators.
Yeah.
Scary.
They're just as bad as they get, I'll tell you. Yeah, it is.
Well, you know what? Absolute
Brian,
power
I'll see you
corrupts.
in the morning, then.
All right. Yes, I will be live in the morning. Yeah. All right. Take care. Yeah, I had a day off today where I didn't have to be on the radio, but I did a live stream this morning on Vivek Ramaswamy. If you haven't watched that, go watch it later, guys. Yeah. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is the most MAGA place you will find anywhere. Okay, I promise you that. And I do take live calls. It is, as you can hear, it is a toll-free number, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. I saw this story here. This Fox. I'm not watching Fox. I'm on my Fox News boycott. But Fox and Friends co-host warns that RFK Jr. is hurting Trump. Really? Give me a break. How's he? This is why Fox is no longer the number one name in news, and the exodus of Fox News, which has just been devastating to them, doesn't seem to faze them because they continue to do what they do. RFK is hurting Biden. He's a Democrat. Listen, there may be some isolated things that he talks about that MAGA people agree with, but MAGA's voting for Trump, okay? And that's it. He is not hurting Trump. He's hurting Biden, and Biden actually did something this week which was really stupid and shows how unself-aware the handlers of Biden, who's really running this country. Tucker Carlson says that it's Susan Rice is running the country, and I think he's a man in the know. So if Tucker Carlson says Susan Rice is really running the country, I think we can take that to the bank. But the Biden White House sealed keeping sealed JFK assassination files when he's got RFK on his tail. But now Fox News sucks, and keep boycotting them. I mean, give me a break. So now back to this cocaine found at the White House. All right, it's what I told the caller earlier. I'll finish up on RFK just before I forget. Democrats have a fascination with the Kennedys. They go goo-goo gaga over the Kennedys. And Kennedy, if he goes third party, which he very well may do, because I think he enjoys the campaign trail and the celebrity and the speeches and the attention and all of that, he'll siphon off so many Democrat votes from Biden, you have no idea. So the idea for Fox and Friends, Fox, they're not our friends, okay? We have no friends on Fox. They all suck over there, and they cannot be trusted. But this cocaine story in the White House, this story, today's Tuesday, and like I say, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 5th of July, is a hangover day in America. It's going to get a mention the next couple days. By Friday, the story, their goal is to get it out of the news cycle. Let's focus on something else. Nothing to see here. And I like how they're making it like a local story with the Washington, D.C. Fire Department. You notice how they've turned it over to the municipal authorities as opposed to the federal authorities. Why are they doing that? The reason they're doing that is to lessen the danger. But here's the thing, and this is something that no one is thinking about. Why is this story even known to us? Why did they not have, you don't think they have hazmat in the federal government that can deploy to the White House on a dime? Of course they do. Why did they go to the local Washington, D.C. Fire Department? Okay, here's why. The deep state, the same deep state that are after Donald Trump, want Biden to drop out of the race. Just ride out his term and not run for re-election. They're pissed off at him that he announced he's running for re-election. And this story is known to us not because some hard-working reporter picked up on the story, the deep state leaked it to us. Just like they're leaking to Marjorie Taylor Greene's committee all the bribe information on Biden, the $10 million bribe and the bank accounts and the FBI source, the Justice Department, the FBI took out of their blackmail files of Joe Biden those topics and gave them to the committee, and that's how that made it in the news. And I suspect the same goes for the cocaine in the library at the White House. Okay? They leaked this story out. They made it public. They used local authorities that they know would leak it out. I mean, my goodness, the fire department put out on a public radio signal that the substance found at the White House tested positive as cocaine. You know, they could have covered that up by having the federal government come in and handle that. The Secret Service have hazmat and all that accessible to them through Homeland Security. So this whole thing was done in a way to get this story public. They're putting pressure on the Bidens. And Joe may not know what the hell's going on and probably thinks he's vice president half the time. But Jill Biden knows she's first lady. And she's not walking away from that. And for anyone who thinks that Jill Biden is a nice person, she raised Hunter, and look how he turned out. Their daughter, look how she turned out. She's almost as bad as Hunter, okay? And she's been by Joe's side for 50 years, okay? So she's just as scummy as the rest of the family, and she doesn't want to walk away from being first lady. Plus, she's also, Susan Rice may be running the country, but Jill really is running it, if you know what I mean. She can do anything she wants. She's got a lot of power and influence, more than even Hillary did when she was first lady. So they're doing these things, the deep state, to get him to announce that he's not running for re-election. And nothing seems to work because we're dealing with a crime family. And, that's fine. It's good. That means more scummy stuff is going to come out. These kind of things have been happening with Hunter for years. Remember when he turned in the rental car and he had the crack pipe in the backseat? You know, it's not like this is the first time drugs have been found. But they brought Hunter to that state dinner last week, and he was treated like a prince. He was up on a pedestal, and everyone was sucking up to him. And now here we got this story a couple days later. Now, deep state, they're after Biden and Trump. And, it's amazing to me that they really want to bring in somebody. They're not going to go to Kamala. So who knows who they'll bring in, Newsom, whoever. Bringing in another Democrat nominee as opposed to the sitting president or vice president is a losing proposition, and they know this. But they want them out of the way. And I suspect what's happened is they liked Joe because he's corrupt and they know he would do his bidding, but he's too out of it. His cognitive decline is so severe, there's not going to be anything to work with in the next term. And they're afraid of having Kamala, okay? So they want Biden out of the way. That's it. And if Biden would not have announced that he was running for re-election, this cocaine at the White House story, we wouldn't even know about it. Now, everyone watching me in the live stream, make sure you like the video. If you're already subscribed, thanks so much. But if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And everyone, click that notification bell so you get a notification when I'm going to go live. And I will be back to my normal schedule tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, tomorrow morning, the 5th of July. And already the pyromaniacs in my neighborhood are launching the fireworks. Here it is, a sunny Florida day. They're launching fireworks already and firecrackers all over town. So, I just all night long it's going to be. And when I drive to work in the morning, my whole neighborhood, it's going to be burned out fireworks all over the streets. Boy, I'm not a big fan of the neighbors shooting off fireworks. And luckily, our dog doesn't seem to mind it. Our other dog that passed away, she was terrified of fireworks. But the dog we have now, I don't know if she's just so old she doesn't hear it or not. Now, yes or no, do you think, let me know in the comments if you're not watching live, and if you're watching live, let me know in the live chat, yes or no, do you think that the mainstream media, when I say mainstream media, I mean the networks, Fox, MSNBC, CNN, do you think they'll start calling on drug testing of people inside the White House to see if they can determine whose cocaine this was or not? I don't think they will, because I think half the press are probably doing something that they don't have a prescription for. But do you think they'll start calling for a drug test? You got to start with the first family. Then you go to the West Wing staff and the White House press pool. That's it. You know, and you don't have to test. You just have to test the people that have been at the White House for the last 2 weeks. That's it. The last 2 weeks. And then we'll have a very thin list of suspects. I don't care, though. Hunter is at the top of my list. No, I don't think they would either. Could you? But I'm going to call for it. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to call for a drug test. And all of you guys on all your socials, go to your social media and call on a drug testing, in particular cocaine drug testing. Call on drug testing for everyone, starting with the first family. They want to lead by example. Coke is out in 3 days. Okay, well, that narrows it down. Really, just 3 days? Really? I didn't know about that. How long does cocaine only stay in your system for 3 days if they do a hair test? I did not know that. I don't have to worry about drug tests because I don't do drugs. So I don't have to worry about time and all that stuff. Well, whatever the length of time is, just test everybody that in that length of time that's been in the White House. Let's narrow this down. I think we could get our... But you know what? If we tested the White House press corps, this liberal staff, and the first family, we might have a longer list of suspects than we currently have, right? Oh, man. All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks for watching. Have a happy and safe 4th of July. My name's Brian Craig. Subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time right here on my YouTube channel. Take care, guys.